than most of the people in this room, and my talent is also possibly slightly there. The man responsible for my being here, my father, Stephen Rwandezi. Convinced me that I should do law instead of being an artist full-time. But by the grace of God, President Museveni has brought me back into the industry of art, now as the Minister of State responsible for the creative industry of this country. Doesn't God have a sense of justice that is a bit too rare?
He doesn't make mistakes.
He does not make mistakes. And so on Saturday, the first call I got about the demise of our hero Alex Mukulu was from my father, Stephen Rwandezi. And he said, Honorable Minister, he said, no, you are the minister. And he said, we have lost Alex. I want to thank you for that quick communication. I also did my best as the person responsible for this industry to quickly inform the head of state that this industry had lost an icon. So now let me start my speech. Family of late Alex Mukulu, honorable members of parliament present, I think I've seen a number of you here, the board and management of Uganda National Cultural Center. Unfortunately, our ED has also lost a mom today. I think they're in a funeral service somewhere. The artists present, thank you for that solidarity. Thank you for coming up with us. And I believe that if we keep that solidarity, the sky is not going to be a limit. All government officials present, members of the media, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Our gathering today does not feel like a funeral. It feels like a rebirth. And I think many people have defined it in exactly the terms I thought it feels like. Many of you are Christians because I heard you refer to or sing songs that are Christian. From a Christian angle, we know that life is given at a certain point X from God. You become a living being. Between the time you're born and the time you lie back in the coffin, like Alex is lying in his coffin today, God gives you free pages, free booklet to write on those pages. It is every man's individual to choose what they read in those pages. And we gather today because this gallant soldier of the industry of art in Uganda wrote, read accurately, professionally, diligently, and with all the spirit he had in him. We applaud him, we applaud him. When those pages are written, I do believe it then becomes like a seed. It doesn't die. For anybody who is a farmer, when you get beans out of your house, there are a few beans in your hands. You can even throw them in the ground and you don't expect much out of it. It goes through a painful process of being in a dark world, covered up, with perhaps not so much oxygen, but it is that process that turns it into a big, beautiful plant that flourishes, gathers flowers, and then makes more. Today, I believe that Alex is going down to come out as a healthier, bigger, beautiful flower to make more art, to make more artists. They may be in this room. They may not have come even as we speak, but I'm sure they will come out of the legacy he has left to us. We gather at this beautiful old National Theatre to pay our last respect to one of Uganda's most remarkable sons, a lead gender playwright, actor, director, musician. His guitar is hanging right above him, a storyteller, a cultural icon, and now the late Alex Mukulu. On behalf of the government of Uganda, particularly the Ministry of Gender, which is the mother ministry for this sector, I extend our deepest condolences to the family and to their relatives, friends, and the entire art fraternity for the countless Ugandans whose lives were touched by Alex because of his extraordinary talent. Today should not pass just as a day of mourning Alex. It is celebrating a legacy, a rebirth, a regermination, a multiplication of Alex Mukulu. As a thinker, a social commentator, a cultural ambassador, and above all as a storyteller who understood the theatre could inform, educate, entertain, challenge, provoke reflection, and inspire society. He took the stage and used it to grow this nation. He grew into different parts of the hearts of the people seated here, into many seeds of the artists he worked with, and grew the industry into what the country is proud of today. It is sad, though I must note, that Alex departs at a time when the government of Uganda has recognized highly that the creative industry has a huge role to play in the welfare, economic, social transformation of this country. The art industry, the creative industry, has a huge role to play in the socio-economic transformation of this country. And so today, let us take a moment to celebrate the fathers that have nurtured this industry. I recall very well myself on this little stage as a young girl in the senior 5, being produced by Stephen Ranjezi as a performer. And I know that there are many people who speak of their success today because they stepped on this stage as artists. And so we celebrate you who have nurtured and fathered this industry. We are at the point where it's going to be a turning point. The government of Uganda is taking deliberate steps to strengthen the creative industry, and because it is important to the economy. And these include financing mechanisms for creatives, strengthening corporate protection, skills development, support for cultural enterprises, cultural infrastructure, and the development of a national strategy for the creative economy. To date, and I think we have not started many years ago, perhaps we have invested about 18.99 billion in the creative industry circles, about 55 of them. And I have the assurance from the head of state that that will continue. And I think even this year, we will perhaps invest the same amount of money into the creative industry circles, because the government of Uganda recognizes that this sector is totally important. I will not spend much time on that. We shall have probably another time to discuss as an industry. But now let me be specific to the passing of Alex Mukulu and on what we should reflect as different persons as we gather in this national theatre. And to the government, it is a reminder for us as government to continue creating an enabling environment in which artists can work, earn, own their intellectual property, build sustainable enterprises without feeling a hit on the head. To the National Theatre and cultural institutions, it is a reminder that our cultural spaces must remain accessible platforms for both established and emerging artists. If there had not been people who believed in him and allowed him to perform, maybe we would have missed a great talent and it would never have left us richer that he has done. And so I encourage all of you great artists, please look out for others that you can mentor and help to grow. To the creative fraternity, Alex's life is a reminder to create boldly, excellently, mentor generously, and to document their work. In addition to the young artists of this country, Alex's journey demonstrates the creative career can be a lifelong and an after-life contribution to society. When we had the persons, artists here who were repeating the sum up of the 30 years of banana, Alex is not dead. It felt he was alive. To the family of Alex, we thank you for sharing him with the rest of Uganda. And growing up near and around artists, I understand what it means never to have parents in homes because their work is usually in the night, whether it's the rehearsal, whether it's the performance. And so we really thank you for being kind to Uganda and sharing Alex with the rest of Uganda. You made your sacrifices, you provided support, you shared the love with the entire nation. And so your loss is deeply personal, but please understand that Uganda mourns with you. The creative fraternity mourns with you, and the presence of the many young and senior here today should really be able to tell that with more than just words. The government of Uganda mourns with you, and most importantly, as your mother ministry, the Ministry of Gender, we deeply mourn with you as Alex's family. May you find comfort in knowing that Alex wrote the pages that matter. And those pages will not be whitewashed. They will remain with you and with this country for many years to come. As government, we recommit ourselves to strengthening Uganda's creative industry and cultural industries so that dreams of pioneers such as Alex and all the other names you have seen in this room can live on through the young artists and the ones that will come tomorrow. The curtain today will fall for Alex's physical presence. He may not be here physically again. Maybe this is the last time his body will be here on the stage. So to that extent, too, this curtain will fall. But the curtain is going to open. Instead, for the generation that must pick up his excellency, the generation that must pick up his art, the many plays that he has done actually become more economically viable now after he has gone than they were when he was alive. So I hope the family knows that, and that you will guard and protect his copyright, because that's the legacy, the economic capital that he leaves behind for you as a family to earn from them, to work with them, and keep them jealously. Let it grow, let it germinate, let Alex continue to live on, much as he has taken spaces definitely far better than where we are. May the soul of this gallant general in the industry of creative rest in peace. Ministry of Gender took liberty to inform the President of this country that his gallant general in the creative industry had passed on. And the President therefore communicated this afternoon he will appoint Alex an official funeral. Thank you. On behalf of the artists, I want to sincerely thank the President because he's prioritizing this industry and being one of yourselves. I am sure that this is the time for our industry to go to greater heights. That the Ministry of the President and a committee of ministries will contact the family to discuss the way forward, and the rest of the details I'm sure will follow through as we leave this place. Thank you so much for listening.